Tonight, we turn our attention to a bold and controversial move unfolding at the very edge of Nassau County, where it meets the bustling streets of New York City. This is not just a story about geography, it's about a community drawing a line, both literally and figuratively, in response to shifting political winds and growing concerns about public safety. In a sweeping effort to bolster its defenses, Nassau County is rolling out a network of advanced security technology along its border. This initiative comes on the heels of the recent election of Zohran Mamdani, New York City's new socialist mayor, whose progressive policies have sparked both hope and anxiety across the region. County officials say the move is a direct response to what they see as a new era of uncertainty, with Nassau determined to shield itself from what some residents fear could be a spillover of crime and instability from the city. County Executive Bruce Blakeman has been vocal about his concerns, framing Mamdani's policies as a direct threat to Nassau's long-standing reputation for safety and order. In his words, the county is taking a stand, what some are now calling a digital border wall. This isn't just a matter of surveillance, it's a statement about values, priorities, and the lengths to which local leaders will go to protect their communities. The installation of these cameras and sensors is about more than just technology. It's a reflection of two neighboring communities with fundamentally different visions for public safety and governance. On one side, Nassau's quiet suburbs, where residents value stability and tradition. On the other, the vibrant, ever-changing streets of Queens, shaped by the city's progressive agenda. For many Nassau residents, the new security system is more than just a set of cameras. It's a promise. A promise that their way of life will be safeguarded from the perceived challenges facing the city next door. Some see it as a necessary step to preserve peace and order, while others worry about the message it sends to neighbors and visitors alike. This initiative is not happening in isolation. Across the country, local governments are increasingly taking security into their own hands, investing in technology and infrastructure to address concerns that they feel are not being met at higher levels. Nassau's move is part of a growing national trend, raising important questions about privacy, civil liberties, and the future of community policing. In the coming weeks, we'll take a closer look at the technology powering Nassau's new border, the political motivations driving these decisions, and the far-reaching implications for the region. How will this affect the relationship between Nassau and New York City? What does it mean for residents on both sides of the line? As Nassau County draws a new boundary, one marked not just by roads and signs, but by cameras and sensors, the question remains, where does one community's sense of security end and another's begin? In this new era, technology is redefining the very meaning of borders. Nassau County's new security system is a high-tech network designed to monitor everyone crossing from New York City. The core advanced cameras with license plate readers, instantly checking vehicles against law enforcement databases. Facial recognition cameras scan crowds and vehicles, comparing faces to databases of wanted or missing persons. Officials say this will help catch criminals before they enter the county. Surveillance cameras at key entry points provide a comprehensive, overlapping field of vision. The goal: no blind spots, constant vigilance. This system doesn't stop people, it tracks who's coming in. Nassau's leaders see this as a modern, proactive approach to crime prevention. It's a major investment in technology, all to reassure residents in uncertain times. Bruce Blakeman, Nassau County Executive, is the architect of this security overhaul. He frames the border technology as essential defense against what he calls New York City's pro-criminal policies. Blakeman's message: Nassau will be safe, affordable, and tough on crime, unlike its neighbor. He's openly critical of Mayor Mamdani's ideology, warning it will weaken public safety and spill problems into the suburbs. Blakeman's stance resonates with voters worried about rising crime and quality of life. His re-election by a wide margin in a Democrat-heavy county shows his tough-on-crime message is winning support. For Blakeman, the digital border is a promise kept. To understand Nassau's drastic measures, it's important to look at the new face of New York City's leadership, Mayor Zohran Mamdani. A rising political figure, Mamdani has quickly become a symbol of a new era in city politics, one that challenges the status quo and pushes for bold reforms. His election sent shockwaves through the city's political establishment, signaling a shift in what voters want from their leaders. As a proud democratic socialist, Mamdani ran on a platform promising radical change and a sweeping new vision for public safety. He energized a broad coalition of young voters, working-class families, and activists who felt left behind by traditional politics. His campaign was marked by passionate speeches, grassroots organizing, and a promise to reimagine how the city keeps its residents safe. Mamdani has openly criticized the police, calling out what he describes as systemic racism within law enforcement. He's advocated for replacing some police officers with unarmed professionals, such as social workers and mental health experts, when responding to non-violent emergencies. This approach, he argues, will not only reduce unnecessary confrontations, but also ensure that people in crisis get the help they truly need. At the heart of Mamdani's philosophy is a belief that investing in communities, through education, housing, and social services, is the key to addressing the root causes of crime. He argues that safer neighborhoods are built not just by increasing police presence, but by providing opportunities and support to those who need it most. His administration has launched new initiatives aimed at youth engagement, job training, and mental health support. Supporters see Mamdani's approach as humane, forward-thinking, and long overdue. They believe his policies will create a more just and equitable city. But critics, including some longtime residents and law enforcement officials, argue that his ideas are dangerously naive and could undermine public safety. Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman has emerged as one of Mamdani's most vocal opponents. He warns that Mamdani's approach is anti-police and predicts it will have dire consequences for the city's safety and economic stability. Blakeman argues that weakening law enforcement will embolden criminals and drive businesses away, putting both New York City and its neighbors at risk. The clash between these two leaders' visions is now playing out dramatically at the Nassau border, where new policies and heightened tensions are shaping the daily lives of residents on both sides. Ultimately, it's a battle between reform and enforcement, with real and immediate consequences for both communities. The outcome will not only define the future of public safety in New York City and Nassau County, but could also set a precedent for cities across the nation grappling with similar debates. Nassau County and New York City now stand as living laboratories for two sharply contrasting visions of public safety and community well-being. These neighboring regions, separated by just a few miles, are taking divergent paths that reflect a much larger national debate. In Nassau County, County Executive Bruce Blakeman is doubling down on traditional law enforcement. He's increasing the number of police officers on the streets, expanding surveillance networks, and advocating for stricter border controls between the suburbs and the city. Blakeman's message is clear: safety comes from vigilance, visible authority, and a readiness to respond to threats. He believes that the best way to keep communities safe is through deterrence, making sure that would-be offenders know there are real, immediate consequences for breaking the law. For Blakeman, order is maintained by a strong, well-resourced police force and a justice system that doesn't hesitate to act. In stark contrast, New York City Assemblymember Zohran Mamdani is pushing for a new paradigm. He envisions a city where public safety is rooted in social investment, where resources are directed toward education, mental health, housing, and community support, rather than more police patrols. Mamdani's approach is about addressing the root causes of crime: poverty, lack of opportunity, and social isolation, rather than simply reacting to its symptoms. He believes that by lifting up communities and providing real alternatives, the cycle of crime can be broken for good. Blakeman's strategy is defensive, focused on protecting Nassau from what he sees as the instability and disorder spilling over from the city next door. He wants clear boundaries and a strong line of defense. Mamdani's vision is transformative. He wants to rebuild New York City from within, creating safer neighborhoods by fostering hope, opportunity, and trust among residents. At the heart of this debate is a fundamental question: does lasting safety come from more police and tougher enforcement, or from greater opportunity, support, and community investment? The answers these two leaders provide, through their policies, their rhetoric, and their actions, will not only shape the future of Nassau County and New York City, but could also influence the direction of public safety across the nation. The border between Nassau and New York City has become more than just a line on a map. It's now a front line in America's ongoing debate over what it truly means to be safe, and what kind of future we want to build together. Blakeman's re-election was a clear mandate for his tough-on-crime agenda. In a county where Democrats outnumber Republicans, he won by nearly 12 points. His campaign focused relentlessly on public safety, drawing a sharp contrast with New York City's progressive direction. He promised Nassau would remain safe and different from the city, opposing sanctuary policies and supporting federal law enforcement. Voters responded to his message of protection and order. The digital border is the next step in delivering on that promise. For Blakeman's supporters, decisive action on security is exactly what they wanted. Technology is only part of Blakeman's security plan. He's also expanding the police force. Nassau is hiring more officers and training new cadets, boosting police visibility and response capability. This expansion is deliberate, not just filling vacancies but growing the department. The message technology helps, but a strong police presence is essential. This stands in stark contrast to Mamdani's plan to replace some officers with social workers. For Nassau residents, more officers on patrol is a visible sign of commitment to safety. The county is doubling down on traditional policing, even as its neighbor moves in the opposite direction. Together, more officers and high-tech surveillance form a comprehensive security strategy. Not everyone supports Nassau's new surveillance measures. Civil liberties advocates warn that facial recognition and constant monitoring threaten privacy and could lead to abuse. Critics argue these systems are prone to errors, especially for minorities, and create massive databases vulnerable to hacking. Some say the digital border stokes fear and division, harming cooperation between city and suburb. Millions cross this border daily for work and family. Will constant surveillance change how they live? Blakeman insists safety outweighs privacy concerns and promises strict protocols to prevent abuse. Supporters say law-abiding citizens have nothing to fear. The debate, security versus privacy, is now front and center in Nassau County. Nassau's digital border is more than a local story. It could set a national precedent. If successful, other suburbs may follow, creating a patchwork of monitored borders around major cities. For millions who live and work across these lines, constant surveillance could change daily life and regional relationships. The seamless flow of people and commerce may be disrupted by digital scrutiny. This is a real-world example of America's deepening political divides. The choices of Blakeman and Mamdani reflect two competing visions for the country's future. The outcome here will influence debates on security, privacy, and community for years to come.